House of Usher. May it rest in peace.
The Fall of the House of Usher is a 2023 gothic horror drama miniseries on Netflix, created by Mike Flanagan and loosely based on short stories of the same name and other works by Edgar Allan Poe. It stars Bruce Greenwood, Carla Gugino, Mark Hamill, Kate Segal, and many others. To secure their fortune, two siblings build a family dynasty that crumbles when their heirs mysteriously begin to die one by one.
It's time. It's time.
So at the time of recording this, it just dropped yesterday, and I binged the whole thing in one go. 8 hours straight, watched the whole thing. For one reason, I love Mike Flanagan. I am a huge fan of everything he's done to this point. On top of that, I really wanted to get a review over to you guys and let you know if it's worth your binge this weekend, if it's worth, watching this Halloween season with so many different things going on, as well as just movies and TV series and just all kinds of things dropping right now, if this is one that you should give time to. And I can only speak for me, right? But for me personally, I really had a great time with this series. But it's very different. It's a lot different than what we've kind of been used to with the Mike Flanagan series the last few years, because it doesn't have that tragedy element. It doesn't feel as dark and leaving you with this, sadness. I mean, I straight up have cried at the end of some of these series. The Haunting of Hill House, and then the one that really got to me was Midnight Mass. But even The Haunting of Bly Manor, like, there's this beautiful elegance and yet sadness and tragedy that just kind of entangles through them. They're dramatic and they're scary as well, like some very horrific things that happen in these series. And this one's different. It does have some horrific imagery. It does have some creepy moments, but I wouldn't say it's nearly as scary, especially as The Haunting of Hill House. That show was just terrifying at times. And it isn't as sad or tragic as some of the other series either. There's a very charming kind of macabre humor that runs through this whole series, and I found myself amused and entertained and just having a lot of fun with this series. So were there moments, touching moments? Yes. You do get invested in the characters. It does have a lot of drama to it, so I'm not saying it doesn't have all of that. But throughout, I never felt the lows like I did in some of these other series. Instead, I found myself just having a good time with it and really just having fun with the way this series is played out, because it pokes fun at itself. It pokes fun at society on both ends of the political spectrum. It jabs at a lot of our TikTok culture and the woke culture and just all these different things. It plays with all these different ideas and elements. And I personally just had a lot of fun with that. On top of that, it's very adventurous as you go on this journey from the beginning to the end of this sibling's life and how it began and who they are now and why they're that way. And it goes back and forth between flashbacks, and you slowly get the big picture of what happened back in the day, as well as what's happening right now. And the way it's woven together, it just keeps you on your toes and very entertaining throughout. And the cast is brilliant in this. Mark Hamill was the one that really jumped out to me, and Carla Gugino as well. Like, they're just fantastic, but Mark Hamill is straight up terrifying in the most quiet, creepy, uncomfortable way in this series. He plays this kind of hitman, lawyer type of character, and he's just terrifying. Like, there's something so haunting about the way he plays this role. It's one of my favorite roles I've seen him play in a long time. And Carla Gugino, you can just tell she's having a blast in this role. She's gorgeous as always, but she plays a wide variety of these different characters in it. And it's very fun seeing her transform into all these different roles, but yet always having this creepiness about her. But holy shit, the way this series looks, it is so gorgeous. Just the cinematography, the way everything is shot, the lighting, it's just, Mike Flanagan outdoes himself with every series, just the way they're presented. They're so polished, so beautifully shot. There's so many cinematic, epic moments in this series that, I mean, when the rain's falling early in the series, and there's just so many scenes that it's just amazing. And the way the horror is shown in this, the way the gore, the grotesque, the way those things are shown, I thought was great, because there's times when there's things left up to your imagination and it kind of cuts away, but it'll come back and kind of show you the aftermath. Or there's other times when you straight up see it and it's this shocking kind of quick, bam, it happened, or slow, drawn out gore. Like, it's just a lot of fun. It really plays with all these different ideas of how you can kill people in the most brutal ways. But there's, like I said, a humor about it all. I found it to be very funny at times, but not in this is a comedy kind of way, but like I said, in this dark, kind of creepy, uncomfortable, humorous way. And the way this is written, I found it to be so charming and fun, because it's basically the body of work of Edgar Allan Poe interwoven together to create this one narrative. Because it isn't just the Fall of the House of Usher short story, it's all of the other short stories and things that Edgar Allan Poe wrote, but they're all interwoven in here. Even some poetry, like foreshadowing poetry that's just, a narrative that you're hearing overlaid. I wouldn't think that would work, but it works so well here because of just the way it's put together. I thought this was just wonderfully done. And I think if you try to compare it to other Mike Flanagan projects, you might be disappointed. So that's kind of why I'm warning people a little bit. But I don't think it's because it's not as good. I think it's just that it's very different. And it's why I saw a lot of people not liking Midnight Mass, because they went in expecting it to be The Haunting of Hill House, or people that were disappointed with The Haunting of Bly Manor because they thought it should be The Haunting of Hill House. Like, you can't compare them because they really are very different projects. Every one that he's done, including the Midnight Club, like, they're just very different, but they're all extremely well put together. Everybody involved, all the actors give wonderful performances. There is emotion, there's laughter, there's all these different things throughout that really make it an entertaining as hell series. I think you just have to go into it with an open mind and just accept it, embrace it, let it be what it wants to be, and don't try to compare it or want it to be something else. If you could do that, I honestly think you could have a really good time with this series. I know I personally loved it, but I love everything that Mike Flanagan does. There has never been a thing that he's done yet that I didn't at least enjoy on some level. But that's going to do it for me today. I would love to hear down in the comments what you guys think of the series. If you've watched it, what your thoughts are. Please keep it spoiler free, because this did just drop at the time I'm recording this. So don't spoil it down in the comments, but let me know at least, vaguely what your thoughts in general were on it. But like always, thank you so much for checking this out. If you enjoyed this, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button and ding that little bell, because that is the best way to keep track of this channel. And when I post videos like this, and I post videos like this every single week, I also want to give a huge, massive, enormous thank you to the Ghost Pirate crew, to you guys over on Patreon, and to the channel members over here. You guys absolutely mean the world to me. And if you would like to find out how you can help support this channel, keep the lights on around here, there's a link down in the description for Patreon. Or if you want to become a channel member and help support the channel that way, there's a button right down there that says join. But like always, thank you so much for watching. Please crush that like button, and remember, guys, horror can be fun! If you enjoyed this, click right here to watch my review of the new Pet Sematary Bloodlines movie. And I'll see you guys next time!